Okay, hello YouTube. I wanted to make a progress report for my game. I tried uploading devlogs to YouTube, but the editing was just way too difficult and time consuming. So I'm just going to wait for AI to be able to edit long videos. So instead, just every now and again, I'm going to upload a progress report where I just play the game and show you what I've done so far. And I think that'll just be much more interesting. Like every couple of weeks, just a new short video being like, this is the game. So you can see it here. This is what I have so far. Yeah, I'm just going to explain. So most of what you see is temporary dev rendering. It's not like what it's going to look like at the end. I'm just focusing on the base systems, the classes, the structures, the algorithms, just testing everything, making sure that the idea makes sense, that it should be fun. Make loads of decisions about the different skills, the controls, the HUD, how everything should work. And when I really love the game and it's good and it makes sense, then I'm going to work on making it look really, really good. There is a flaw in that approach, I think, because if I throw loads of models and textures in at the end, it's probably going to be really slow and not very performant. So I need to think about it a little bit. But yeah, I've made so much progress already. It's been 11 days to get to what you see now. And I do have a full-time job that started again in the new year, halfway through that period, and will now continue until the end of the year. So yeah, I've been using ChatGPT to kind of orchestrate prompts for codecs that then does all the actual work of engineering. So if I want to problem solve changing an algorithm and ChatGPT has forgot some of the code, it will create a prompt to ask codecs to look at the code, audit the code, answer a bunch of questions. I give that back to ChatGPT. We problem solve, what we should do next, how we break down the task into manageable steps for codecs. And then I paste back the prompt and codecs does the work. So we've got this kind of two-layer approach where I just treat codecs as a developer that's being told what to do. And then the thinking about, everything is the ChatGPT. So, I'm just repeating myself. I think you get the idea. I was using Meshy, but this Studio Tripo 3D is better for low poly. So what I'm trying to do is while I build the game, I'm trying to just learn how to use some of the other AI tools that I'm going to need in future. So while all these AIs are thinking and coding and everything, I'm generating other stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this so you can see what the graphics will look like in the future. It's going to be a low poly, basic art style, not complex textures, just nice, cute colors if you like. And the lighting should be very interesting on the game because there is no sun, there's no star on your world. So it's kind of dark and there are going to be a lot of sources of light. You as the player are one of them. So we'll see how we balance that to make it look good. But yeah, so that's what trees will look like. That's a willow tree, just one of the many types of trees we're going to add to the game. So yeah, I'm rambling. I'll probably ramble every video. I hope you don't mind. Maybe I should just show you the game. So the idea of the game is, let me just turn the developer, wireframes off, is that you start off with a world. So every time you make a new character, that character will be an angel that's responsible for a world, whose job it is to build a world and grow a world. So the idea is that it's a role playing game. You have skills. I've kind of locked down what I think the 20 skills are going to be. You have to train them to level them up. When you level them up, you can do more things, and then you can use that to build your world. And as your world grows, you'll have to defeat enemies to enable that growth. It's kind of like an angels versus demons thing. Well, it's not really that at all. It's like good versus evil, I would say. So there's many good NPCs, there's many bad NPCs, and you've got to defeat levels of the bad one in order to unlock like the next world level. So if I there's a lot to say because I've done so much. But yeah, so what I have is a basic world simulator. So everything you do in the game, whether it's dig dirt or mine stone or cut a tree or plant a seed or kill an NPC, anything you do that generates XP for your levels will add the equivalent energy to the world. So I'm just going to add some energy to the world now. So we have about 1,000 energy. So now if I unpause, there's a key shortcut for that, the world will start spending energy. And now the world's growth algorithm is taking place. So magma is growing and spreading around. Some of the magma is cooling down. That will eventually turn to stone. And it has a low chance of turning to stone with ores like copper, iron, etc. You notice some things are growing out of the dirt. These are placeholder objects that will represent grass and trees. We haven't got the models in there. I'm just temporarily playing with the cloud system, to generate water and rain. So if I just give myself some more energy for the world, we can see it grow a little bit. Now I've got to level 2, so the boundaries of the world are wider. So if I just give myself tons of XP, there we go. Sorry, energy, 50 million energy. So now as I fly around, the world's going to grow. So there's kind of a high chance of evil NPCs spawning right now. So the green ones are good NPCs. They just wander around. They have, you can actually see here, they have a radius where they notice you and start following you. That's the orange circle, the yellow circle. And their attack radius is the red circle. So it's a real basic, I see you, I come find you and attack you. And they actually do hit you. You can see my health here, it's going down. So I'll turn the development overlay off. And if you run away, they kind of forget you. And then the good NPCs, they leave you alone. But if you attack them, they will attack back. So if I attack that one, it's now attacking me. And I'm just going to kill it. So yeah, we have a basic world building simulator. And you can build this out and grow. And yeah, we get XP. So if I do things like, if I go to mining, if I want to mine some stone, I can then go around and pick some stones. So we have this little highlight around the tile that tells you whether you can mine it or not. So I can't mine magma or cooling magma, but I can mine this. So at the moment you can actually do it even if you're really far away. So it's hard to tell where I am because I've just got this little blue cross in the middle. I don't even know if you can see that. But I don't even have a player model into the game. That's how early we are. But that's okay. So if I click on a tile here, it will... oh, it won't mine it because I don't have a pickaxe. I temporarily configured it. So if I push I, it gives me a pickaxe. So it should work. There we go. So I can mine some of these stone ores. And then in my inventory, which is next to the player, I have some inventory items. They don't have images yet. But yeah, so here's a bone. I think I got that from killing that NPC. Got a pickaxe and an axe from just me getting the tools. Got 9 stone, 1 iron ore and 2 copper ore. So this is a basic inventory. This is just to switch players, to switch characters. I'm going to rename that. And then there will be, on the top right, we have the mini-map, which will open up a mini-map in the future. The world name you can click on to change which world you're on, or search worlds and filter worlds and that kind of stuff. So the idea is that it is a multiplayer game. It's an MMO. So everyone that makes a world, like your world is accessible to everyone. It doesn't mean they can come here and bother you and annoy you. It just means they can play your world. So you don't even have to see them or they won't see you. But we'll get to that in the future. And yeah, this is how many people are playing the world that you're on. And yeah, the skybox behind with all these stars, they're actually supposed to represent worlds. So the idea is that's going to be dynamic. So every white dot you see is some other player's world who's like logged in, so to speak. Or if anyone is on their world, basically, it will be available. And if I go to Godot, if I just go up a little bit, so let me just pause so I don't have lots of logs because it's logging its attempt to grow things. So if I click on this little white dot in the sky, it just says clicked on large world. So I've managed to find a way to kind of tell which world we're clicking on. So I won't get too much into it, but basically the idea is if there's 100 worlds with someone on them at the moment playing them, you would see 100 white dots. And if no one was playing, which is kind of realistic, let's say I released the game and 3 people were playing and they're all on their own world, then I'll just see 3 dots in the sky and that's it. And they'll just be spread around, 1 dot here, 1 dot there. So that the sky is literal representation for who's online, if you like. And if everyone goes to the same world, then there won't be anything because no one's on those worlds. So that's kind of prepared for that. And yeah, we can do combat, we can train melee, range. I've just starting with this system where every skill has an action, and that action can be played by the game. And that's how I'm going to configure all the abilities in the game. So I've just got a basic melee attack, a basic range attack, a basic mage attack. Half the skills I've not got actions for. Mining, I've just got mining stone. I think crafting, so that's cooking, brewing. I should probably list the skills. So we've got melee, range, mage, strength, which you train from, mining or melee combat, various things that require strength. And there's certain things you can do in the game that require strength, then you'll have to level your strength level to do it. Defense is your ability to kind of block attacks, dodge attacks or survive hits. Agility is a skill that also partakes in dodging attacks, but also your ability to maneuver easily and climb and all things like that. Slayer is your technical skill in combat. So a huge part of this game will be the combat. I've got some cool ideas about how to make combat really interesting that I'm really looking forward to playing with. And the idea is that you can train, melee, ranged, and mage, and strength and defense, etc. But Slayer can only be trained if you actually fight technically and mechanically difficult bosses. So you can't just easily train this up. Yeah, that's going to play into a few elements later. The next one is stealing. So this is basically taking things off other NPCs, hopefully mostly the evil NPCs. So this will kind of be integrated with combat a little bit. So as you're fighting, you can kind of take resources from them or, take their weapon from them and stuff like that. And there's a few ideas I have around this that I want to explore. I wasn't sure if I would add thieving, but it's my favorite skill in old school. So I really wanted it. Flying is the next one. So as an angel, you have wings. Flying plays a big role in this game. And there's a lot of things I have in mind about what I can do when the players level up flying. Mining is mining. It's a world building simulator. I needed mining. Wood cutting is wood cutting. It's not just cutting trees. It's anything related to cutting wood. So it's kind of like crafting as well. I do have a crafting skill, but we'll get into that. Then we have farming. So planting trees, planting crops, planting plants, harvesting them. Then we have fishing, which is fishing. Then we have cooking, which is cooking. Brewing is like, beer, drinks, potions, all kinds of things like that. There's a lot to it. And then crafting is, I need to still figure out how to explain the difference between crafting, smithing, and wood cutting. But crafting is kind of you're building pieces of armor, and it can include cloth and leather and stuff like that. If I go to smithing is smithing. So you can smelt bars, do metal work, build things, prepare for construction projects, create armor to wear. Construction is building buildings. Enchanting is applying magical properties to things, yourself or objects. It's kind of like the non-combat side to magic. And then finally, we have world building. This has tons of actions because it's what I started with, building the world. So if you want to build a world but not have certain things spawn, you can control it by toggling them on and off. Yeah, world building will also include the ability to create a story, like a quest, for players to complete. And there'll be like a story catalog here which you can add to and just give NPCs a name, create some lore for your world, name regions, build a quest that people can start and follow, and there'll be puzzles and challenges, and they have to kind of find things and solve problems. And basically, it's just telling a story. This is the role playing element, the RPG. Um, so I guess this game is like an MMORPG world builder. So the storylines, the quests are mostly generated by other players, but it's still an MMORPG. So if you go to some other player's world and they've got 3 quests, and it's a popular world because their storyline is so interesting and the world is so beautiful or whatever, as you travel from world to world that different players have built, you're persisting the same skills. And there'll be one player that's made a quest that's way too difficult for you because your skills are not high enough, or your combat is not high enough. So you can train on any world and go there and do that. So it's kind of like the creativity of Minecraft, and then the role playing, the massively multiplayer role playing element that you get in World of Warcraft and old school, kind of mashed together, if you like. So I hope this is making some kind of sense. This is the play pause button for world growth. This is the progress bar for the world level. Settings, we'll have all the settings in. I've just got a few sound settings. So yeah, so much has been done. I can't believe it. So yeah, this is just what I've got so far. I hope this gives you some kind of clue to what I'm trying to build. And yeah, I guess in a couple of weeks I'll make another progress report and you can see the game and, enjoy the progress, hopefully. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and have fun. Thank you.